Today in the wood yard, we're talking cant hooks right now. Here we go. So today I'm back at my favorite new best friend Tony's house, and we've got cant hooks. We're going to talk about why we bought them, what we like, what we don't like. One is mine, the rest are his. So here's Tony.
Hi there.
So we're going to talk about the different kinds of cant hooks, kind of why we got what we got, how they work, what we like, what we don't like, what we paid for them, that kind of stuff. So why don't you start out with what your least favorite or cheapest version or oldest, whatever you got there.
Without a doubt, this is my least favorite.
And who makes this?
I have no idea. I had picked it up at a trade show and thought it would be good as a backup. Unfortunately, as you can tell, it's dull as dull can be.
That'd be dull as a popcorn fart.
There you go. That sounds about good. It does come apart, so it's nice for traveling.
Yeah.
It will work, but you really got to work at it because it keeps, this hook doesn't hook on very good.
And how does it balance? Just so-so or
moderately? Yeah. I mean, it's
you
not
got what you paid for?
Exactly. I didn't pay for anything, so I got
you got almost nothing.
That's it.
Exactly. So then from there,
I have this one, which I've had for many years,
and that's the old-timey kind of one.
Old timer, yes.
Yeah.
And this one works very well, very sharp, very nice. The problem, and I shouldn't say it's a problem, but I wanted to get more leverage. And this has a short, probably 40 inches, 42 inches.
The shaft on it?
Yes.
And you like working with a longer shaft?
Longer shafts are better. That's what I've been told.
We'll keep it at that.
Okay. And it will definitely work. I will not say. I used it for probably 5 years before I switched.
Well, I know guys that have them, they do break the handles occasionally.
Yeah, that's it.
So far I know they work. I know they work. I know a lot of guys that have them where it's a PV, where they don't have the stand, and they do have the longer shaft, like a 6-footer for turning logs, and that would be nice. That would be really good to have.
Yep.
And then from there, you've got...
I did pick this up. I saw the European model where they take the smaller trees and you can use this as a wedge to actually push the tree over.
Well, I think don't they pry this part into the wedge and then push down, right?
Right. Instead of using your wedge, you put this inside and tip upward. But then on the opposite side, you flip this up and you can turn a log.
Right.
But it doesn't really stand.
And that's a rough neck.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So it works okay. I don't use it much. But
I know. I think Husqvarna makes one like this. They still might even make one too.
And there's a couple of German companies or Swedish companies that make it. This is the smaller one, and then they have a lot longer version on this too. Right. Probably like 50 or 60 inches.
Right. Which would work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it does work in a pinch.
Yep. And now we're getting to the good ones.
I graduated to the Logrite.
Yep.
And this, originally, I did not have the kickstand on it, so I just used it as a cant hook.
Right.
But once I put the kickstand on it and the leverage, and this is the industrial version, it's a heck of a lot heavier than their standard one, the blue one that you see.
Right. So the blue one is kind of like the consumer type?
No. They're both pro models, but this one's heavier than the blue one.
Yeah, it's heavy. It's got a weigh. I lifted it. What do you think? Weight-wise?
I would say that it's about 15 pounds, maybe 20 pounds.
It's definitely substantial.
But I will tell you, I am very surprised at how much or how large of a tree I can move and put on it so that it's off the ground when I'm cutting.
Do you think it could do a 20-inch tree? That's kind of about the maximum, or even bigger? Because it's really how big a bite you can get on it, right?
And the one thing about getting a bite is you can lift this up and use it like a hammer to jam it into the wood here first. Then you can fulcrum this over, and this digs in too.
Right.
So you can get a larger log, like a 30-inch log. It will work on that, but you're only going to get a smaller portion of the log.
Right.
But it will move it over.
Well, the nicest thing, besides that it's substantial, is the length of it. I like that's got to be a 60-incher, I'm guessing. Is that what it is?
I believe it is 60.
Yeah.
And they make I think a 72 in this as well.
So it's a 5-footer and a 6-footer.
Yeah. So,
nice.
But I've really enjoyed working this. This has saved my bar on my saw many times.
Yeah, yeah. It's one of the best things I bought for myself too.
Well, I looked at yours when you brought it, and I really, really like this. It has very aggressive teeth on it. Yeah. I like that. I like the kickstand on it. And the part that you showed me here...
Yeah, you got to pull that out and then lift it up. Yep.
What was that?
Yep, yeah, straight up.
Oh.
Yeah, I can get it.
I'm going to let you do that.
Yeah. Well, come on.
How many people does it take to...
well, we're both Polish, so...
Oh, okay.
we need one more guy to watch. Oh, you pull that pin out, and then it converts.
Okay, there we go. I like that. That's very
And
nice.
I use it both ways.
But you probably use it with the kickstand more.
You know, when I'm moving logs on the pile, I use it like this.
On the
because
pile,
if you leave this on, all it does is get hooked on stuff. At first I thought I could leave it on. You can't.
Yeah.
You've got to take it off because you're constantly fighting. This is getting hooked into the logs. And having that tip makes a big difference too. But when I get down to the bottom, when I'm to make my final couple cuts on, like, say, the runner log or the...
Right, the stringers.
The stringer. I was trying to think of that.
That's
Good thing
okay,
you're here.
Polish.
Yeah. So when you get down to the stringer and it's sunk into the ground or frozen into the ground, it's nice to have this because then I can pop it on and put the pin in. Are we in the hole? There you go.
Yeah.
Good. And we'll stick this back in. And it's that easy. And so then what I can do is when I tip it up and I get the log here, it's because it's got the platform and your log just sits right in there really nice.
That's the nice thing.
And it keeps it off the ground, and I really like that a lot. So it's one of the better things I've bought, that's for sure.
When you look at both of them, it's the same thing.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
You can put a nice large log in there and it'll cradle it.
Right, right. Yep. The only thing I could think that would make it better as far as being more stable is to have both of these feet be longer in the front, but then that's an issue because then you're hooking it on stuff and it's in the way, but it'll be more stable. But I find when I roll a log up there, the tipping part of it isn't the bad part. To me, what I find is an issue is when I'm in the woods and I'm in that loose leaf clutter, you know, the duff.
The mossy type.
Yeah, it sinks in a little bit. But it's so nice to give the lever to work.
Cut, the bottom cut that you need.
Or even just to get it off the ground so that you're not on the ground. But yeah, if you can even lift one end of a log or a tree that you've cut just to get it up a little bit so that you can cut away or maybe even just get it to the point where you can cut a log in half, which I've done quite a few times so that you can have a smaller piece to work with so you're not fighting the whole thing. Especially if you get a really good straight heavy log where when a tree drops and there's not a lot of branches, when that thing hits the ground hard, it'll sink in.
Indentation.
So yeah, it saves on the chain, and rolling it up like that it makes it a little easier to cut. So yeah, they're pretty cool. I like them a lot. So price-wise, if you remember what this one cost? Is that like 70, 80 bucks?
No, this one was probably $50, $60.
Okay, for the old-timey one. That one was about 29 cents.
Yeah, that's very... I want to say this one was right in the area of about 140, 150.
The Logrite.
Yes.
Yep. And mine, I know I paid 150-ish.
Yeah.
It could have been more, could have been less, but it was right in that range.
And I bought my Logrite probably 3-4 years ago.
Yeah, and I've only had mine not even a year.
Steel prices have gone up, so I'm sure...
Now, is yours actually made out of steel?
No, I believe this is aluminum.
Yeah, because I know mine is aluminum.
That is aluminum.
Yeah, I know mine is aluminum. And I normally, people know this.
I'm not certain.
It works. It's all that matters.
That's it.
Works. Yeah.
I don't know what the components are, but
you don't know the grade of steel that is, and the mill that it came out of.
Not this week.
Yeah, and mine's definitely aluminum, and a lot of I put pink tape on a lot of my stuff so I can find it, because a lot of times when I'm cutting or working in the area, you start to pile things and stuff starts to pile up, and so I put the pink tape on so I can find it, because I lose stuff. I used to lose stuff all the time, especially if it's a wooden handle. But this thing being red and the aluminum, I haven't had a need to put the tape on it because you can see it because it stands out.
That's it.
Whereas like here, I mean, the handle on this and that wood, that's the same color.
Yeah, and being black.
Yeah, it starts to disappear.
Absolutely, I agree.
Which is why I can see why certain manufacturers use bright colors.
Yep.
So of the ones that you've got here, not even close. This is the best.
These are the two.
No, I mean, yeah, you don't even.
Out of all of them, yeah, these two hands down, if you're going to get one, this is what I was going to suggest. It's twice as much as the wooden handled one, but you don't have to worry about that breaking too.
Right, yeah, and it's longer.
Right.
Stronger. It's going to last you a lifetime.
Yeah.
Well, not that those wouldn't.
I don't know if those are forged parts or stamped. I
think
don't
it says
know.
Forged on it when I looked at it. That's what
okay.
I thought it said. No, let's take a look.
That was on the other one.
Oh, it was? Oh,
that
yeah.
One might be forged.
Yep,
But...
this one doesn't say. What does it say there? Nothing. Oh, it says Forged.
Okay, there you go.
Forged USA. There it is. Yep, it's on there.
Like I said, I had no issues with that one. It's worked very well. It's just that longer logs, I have a heck of a time using the leverage to get it up, whereas this one here, it's no problem at all.
Well, what's the saying? If you have a long enough lever, you can move the earth.
It'll move the world.
Move the yep. So let's do a little demonstration of how we roll logs. We'll go over here and do that. Does it work?
It's like a charm.
Okay, now try the other one. No, see, the bark's coming off.
I think yours.
Try it again.
There we go.
Yeah, now you got a better bite on it. There you go. Operator error, that's all it was. Nice. And then will it stay if you kick this off?
Oh, yeah. But it actually holds on.
Because you're right out to the end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, they work. Look at that. And you're off the ground plenty. So here's the 59-cent model, which I'm sure works, maybe. Oh, and so you're going to get in that same hole that the other one was, maybe. There you go. See,
it doesn't have any...
It doesn't bite?
It doesn't bite. I can't get it. I can do this.
Oh, see, now you're back in that same hole from the original.
Matter.
You can't bite it.
Again. This is not sharp enough.
Well, and it is a soft piece of pine, and it should dig right in.
It should.
Okay, now try the old timer.
This one should have no problems.
Oh yeah, works just fine.
And it pops off right away.
Yep, so it's out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that works really good. Yeah, for the price, that works just fine. Except it needs some pink duct tape.
Pink duct tape.
Oh, so that just slides up. I see. You just slide that up to get a bite on it?
If you can, like now. Yep.
Oh, it just barely. It's just barely off the ground. But it's better than...
At least moved it.
Right, it moved it, and it's better than nothing. So the consensus is, buy a good one.
That's true.
And the Logrite and the Woodchuck are the ones to get.
Absolutely.
Because generally, just like most things in life, you get what you pay for.
I agree 100%.
What's the saying that if you spend a little, you regret it down the road? You know, you're happy in the beginning, but you're sad at the end. And if you buy something that's expensive, it hurts a lot right up front, and then at the end,
it hurts even.
It hurts. No, when you get yeah, there's no more pain. You went to go through the pain one time.
Well, my dad always said, buy the best tools that you can afford. You don't have to feed them. You don't have to pay rent for them, and you own them.
Yeah, yeah. And if you get good ones, they will last you a lifetime, or you can pass them
along.
Right, right. Whereas the junk generally ends up at the dump.
That's it. Yard sale.
Yeah, there you go. So that is it for today. Look at that. Isn't that nice? A whole bunch of colors there. Thanks for watching today, folks. Hopefully you enjoyed. It was fun for us to play with tools. And tomorrow we'll be back in the wood yard again, playing with stuff, cutting wood and all that. Between now and then, get outside, do some cutting.
Good night, Irene.